What's up, Team Esquire?
Hey y'all.
Back with another video. Ever since we shot the 1L video, how to get 1L jobs, people have been asking us continuously about our EIP experience or OCI experience, if that's what the campus calls it. Our experience finding our jobs, just period.
How to get a full-time offer.
So where should we start? Should we explain the actual process for people who are unfamiliar?
Yeah, we can start there and then talk about our experience.
Yeah, so the way it works is you're literally given a list of firms. So it's all list of law firms, different cities. I think it just depends on who comes to your school. And like we went to Columbia, so the list was very long for us.
All like average number of like scholars even too, like Kent, Stone.
Okay, yeah. They had like Kent Scholars, Stone Scholars, things like that indicated. For me, like how I bid my list, honestly, I was really clueless at some points. I don't know what I was doing, but I took it to my job. At that point, I was at the Bank of New York Mellon, and I literally went to someone, and I was like, hey, can you help me? Actually, I offered, like, can you help me with my bid list? And
this is the summer after 1L.
Summer after 1L, yeah. That's when they released the list. It's towards the end of the summer. And I was like, I don't know how to rank this, like where I would be a good fit / where I think that I will do really well in the interview, things like that, like where I think that my grades are suitable, not suitable, all that kind of stuff.
But for my bidding list, I was at a firm at 1L summer, so I didn't bid that many firms because I only was bidding firms that I'd rather go to than that one. What is that? What?
Everything above my current firm gets bid.
Yeah.
Everything else is dub.
That's like, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Based on what though, like happiness? Those are all things too.
Oh, like you can look that up online though.
Yeah.
Like happiness is
like
associated. Rankings, looking at rankings, looking at how good they were in corporate practice.
I also remember my bid list originally was somewhere in the 20s, and they told me to cut it in half. I guess there's no way you're gonna have enough energy throughout the couple of days to get through all these interviews back to back to back, selling yourself to the level that you need to be with all these interviews. It's like you're better off picking a concrete number of firms that you wanna go with, that you know you wanna work at, and then selling yourself as best you can. And I think that that was good advice in hindsight, because I was tired.
Yeah.
And I only had, like I said, maybe like 12 or 13.
Yeah, I had a similar amount as Sam.
And I was tired. I was tired.
Yeah.
And there's also, I guess additionally to like the bid list, some firms allow interviews at the moment. So like, I don't know what it's called. Like you go to their hospitality suite and you see if they're available in certain times, and then you can like slide in to those different time frames. So it's like, oh, if they're taking open interviews between 4 and 5, you can like drop off your resume and then they'll tell you, okay, come at 4:30, we want to see you, something like that. Yeah. I did one like that.
Should we start explaining that? Like hospitality suite and stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so you do your bid list, and then like maybe a week before EIP is like a 2-day event. So maybe a week before that, they tell you your interview schedule, I want to say. I can't remember the exact timeline.
I can't remember.
But beforehand, they give you your interview schedules. Like you see if your bid list worked, like which ones you bid that you got. Did you get all of the interviews you wanted?
I think I did.
Okay.
If not, it's max a couple I didn't get, something like that.
So yeah, they give you your interview schedule. So EIP is a 2-day event in this hospitality suite, the DoubleTree, and all the firms are there certain days. So they have suites, and you can go in there and like meet people. And that's what Sam's talking about. Like even if you don't have an actual interview with them, but you have a gap in your interview schedule, you can just like pop into their hospitality suite of the firm and like meet someone and say, hey, can I get on the list? Or like the day of, Columbia has like some last minute stuff. They have like a lottery for certain things.
Oh yeah, there's also a lottery.
Yeah, you can enter the lottery day of. It's a huge, honestly, it was like a huge social experiment. I had never experienced anything like that.
Me either.
I was like, what is going on?
You gotta be on 10 at all times.
You have to be at 10 at all times, and you're surrounded by, what, 400 students that are like freaking out.
Stress.
Like, oh my God. Some people had, not to dog them, because it's like, hey, shoot your shot and try to like get what you can. They had like 30 interviews, and they were like stressed and running to their interviews, and it's just over a 2-day period. So it was a lot.
So like when she means running to interviews, like literally, if your 9:30 interview went over to 9:33 and you have an interview at 9:40, let's say you're on the 3rd floor and your interview at 9:40 is on the 11th floor, people are running up the stairs. to get to their 9:40 interview, 9:45 interview, stuff like that. Like they're like sweating outside, like trying to quickly go over their resume before they enter the next room.
Yeah.
And when we say in the hotel, everything is in hotel rooms.
Everything.
So like the hospitality suite is like a hotel room at least with a desk and everything taken out. But some of the other ones are legit, like you can see the bed in the hotel room when you're interviewing. Like, I don't know.
Well, a little intimate.
It was an interesting experience.
I stupidly put an alarm on for the time of my next interview, and it went off at the end of the interview. My phone went off, my alarm went off, and I was like, I'm so sorry. And they're like, it's okay, but you know that like, it's okay, the little smirk, like, we ain't giving you an offer. Yeah, so don't do, I mean, that's probably obvious, but don't do that. Don't set alarms on your phone, because I feel like an idiot after that.
Like little mistakes will literally cost you the job in a position like that.
Yeah, because they're interviewing so many people, depending on the, well, not even depending on the firm, just like they're all interviewing a lot of people. So it's like, why would I hire the girl whose phone was going off?
Yeah, well, like
so wasn't. Yeah.
Something that small. If I like 2 people, easy. One's phone went off, one's in.
Yeah.
Simple. Should we talk about early interviews?
Yeah.
Because like I guess some schools allow it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you worked at a law firm as a 1L, which is like even more rare than working at a law firm as a 2L, you can start to reach out to other law firms. Or even if you reach out to a law firm as a 1L and you get rejected, a lot of law firms will say, okay, contact us again when you get your 1L grades, as soon as you get your 1L grades, because we hire more 2Ls. So like if you reach out to them like, hey, I'm so-and-so, however you want to structure it. Like I applied before and I'm considering the law firm still for this 2L position. Like they'll interview you early. And if they interview you early, you get the job early, you can take the job early. You don't have to do EIP or OCI, etc.
Right.
And we know a lot of people that got jobs that way. They didn't have to go through such like a traumatizing time.
Yeah, but just so you can know like what you do, I guess. You just send your resume and your transcript, send an email. And for some places, they'll also require a writing sample. But kind of just email them that, like, hey, I'm still interested, and if they get back to you, it's lit. You get an early interview. And it's like, if you go into, let's just say you decide to still go to EIP, you can go in like with the confidence of having an offer and kind of like limit your list based on.
It's just less stress from jump that offer.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna move to the second point.
So, go ahead.
Good closer. So secondly, I was gonna say, you start preparing as soon as you start your summer, if that makes sense. Right? Because you should be recording every project you work on, whatever you're doing that summer. Whether you're public interest, you know, somewhere around the world, whether you went in-house, whether you're working for a judge, no matter what you're doing, you should be recording everything you do. Whoever is overseeing you, however they have given it to you, however they have related to you, that's how you want to relay it back.
Right.
If that makes sense. Just like no confidential information, that's important. Because that's also a red flag.
Yeah.
Like if you're giving out confidential information, like why are we gonna hire you?
Yeah.
If you don't even know how to distinguish between what's confidential and what's not. And if you don't, make sure you ask. So like I had a woman at my firm that was a gem. Like she literally taught us all of that. Like this is confidential, this is not confidential, this is how you say this is how you don't say this. She grilled us when it came time for interviews, and like obviously in the moment I was like, oh my God, this lady's doing the most. But afterwards, I was like, wow.
It's out of love.
She really cared about us doing well. Because she was a partner, she was a hiring partner from the firm that she came from.
Okay, so she knew exactly.
So she knew this is what you need to do.
Another thing to prepare is like, you know, preparing your resume and stuff. And this is something to be very intentional about, because EIP interviews are not probably like most interviews you've done. They will look at anything on your resume and bring it up, even the interest section. Columbia likes to
mainly the interest
section.
section.
They like suggest us to have like an interest section at the bottom. So I think I have like vegan cooking and like, I don't know, other random stuff, and people will ask me about it. Or I'll say like one little thing I did as part of an assignment for a job I had in college, and someone will bring it up and ask me like, oh, that was so cool. And so you need to know your resume inside and out. So if you're putting something on your resume and you're not like super confident about it, or you're like, you can't really remember what you were doing in that role, or you don't really remember that task, don't put it, because someone can ask you anything about that. If you can't remember it, like you look kind of eh.
You have that little bit of time to connect with someone, so it can be that small. Like, I definitely had something on there. I can't remember if it was live art or like I had another word for it. Because you know I beefed it up. But it basically was the actual definition of live art. He was like, oh yeah, what do you mean by live art? So I explained that.
Oh.
We started talking about Alvin Ailey for like 30 minutes.
Really?
Whatever it was, 20 minutes. Got the call back.
Hey.
It makes sense because no one wants to sit there and talk because they're interviewing people all day. Just like you're selling yourself all day, they're being sold by people all day. So it's like,
what makes you
sit here and
memorable?
talk about the law?
Yeah.
I want to know about you as a person. It's only if I initiated it. So like, if I like looked up the person before and I saw that they worked on something I worked on, like that.
Yeah.
About the key about this.
So another good pointer is to like look up your people before. They tell you who your interviewer is. So like look up their practice groups. It looks like, ooh, like she did so much research or whatever. It's really, I just like have it written down on the side of their firm name. Cause you don't, it's like you have so many firms, you need to keep track of it all. So like right before I go on the interview, I'd like read it, like what's this firm about? Who are their key people? And then you go in and kind of sell it.
Do not mix up firms. Do not mix up
And
firms.
firm names.
Do not mix up firm names. Do not mix up what firms do, because you don't look stupid.
Yeah.
Like, if a firm does not have an international office, and you go into an interview saying, oh yeah, I'm really drawn to your firm because of the international focus, you will look stupid. Like, they will say something.
Yeah.
And then now, you know, it's painful for me, it's painful for you, you know I'm not prepared, I know I'm not prepared, let's just cut it right now, but you know, you're gonna still sit through this other 19 minutes.
Yeah. So how else did you prepare?
Resumes, mock interviews. So like Columbia required us to have a mock interview, and the people who interviewed us were actually interviewers from law firms. So that was like number one. But then, like I said, there was this woman at my job who was the hiring partner at a previous firm, and she literally interviewed us as if. She was so helpful, like in hindsight.
Yeah.
I remember some of the stuff she was saying in the back of my head during the interview, like don't say this, don't say that, like don't focus on this, law firm doesn't want to know that, like it was in my head.
Wow. Wow.
That was another thing, you should have questions for them always. The conversation shouldn't go dead and you have nothing to say. Because if the conversation goes dead, you have nothing to say, that's time. That's time being wasted out of your, like you need to utilize all 20 of your minutes to sell yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, if they say any questions and you're like, nope, all sounds good. No, that's not attractive. You need to be like, so, like, what do you wish you would have known before you came to this law firm?
You should not be having 5 to 10 minutes left in your interview.
Yeah.
Or even anything shorter. You shouldn't even have 2. You should be like, oh my God, time's up.
Like, I was having such a good time. I didn't even realize, like, interview was over.
Like, you want to be kiki.
That's why you be, in your head, you be like, yeah, I killed it.
And you want to get a real out, oh, sorry, 2 more minutes. That's what you want.
That's so true.
I think we said this in the one-on video already. Like, you should be selling yourself in every point that you give. So, like, the question of tell me about yourself, you should be dropping things in there that show what you've done or what you can do, right? So if I drop the fact that I was an editor on the Journal of Race and Law, like that's telling you about what I can do versus like I'm from Yonkers. No one wants to know that. Like, well, it's like maybe it's a connecting point, but it's like there should be things you're saying that's indicative of like what you've done, what you can do. And don't be late. If it's far, you gotta be on time.
Yeah.
Also, like, if you got a suit, it's not tailored, this is the time to tailor that suit. You need to look good too. I feel like.
Remember we told y'all we had the same suit?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Like, this is time. You need to look good every day.
I bought a new suit.
Yeah. And it's like, I know it's expensive. Like, hopefully you just save them from the summer. If not,
you can borrow from the school.
Yeah, you can, right?
Yeah, the school has extra suits for people that's like, it's financial hardship. Maybe you can check it out if you like aren't able to drop that money, but it is important to look good.
Because the law is very elitist,
yeah.
even though it sucks. And like how you present yourself is literally the first part.
At the time I had a nose ring and I was like taking it out between every interview and putting it back in. So.
Why don't you just take it out for the day?
Because I was scared I was gonna close up. I don't know if that's
You still have a nose ring? You let it close?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's closed now.
Dang.
Yeah.
We'll give you so bad.
RIP. I got my nose ring before I met you.
So bad.
I got a nose ring before I met you.
Sam let her nose close, look at my nose close.
I got a nose ring my senior year of college.
I didn't say you got it because you said you wanted to relax.
So I closed it because of you. I was sitting in my room like, what would Sam want me to do? She told me to close my nose.
No, it's like, what would Sam do? Like, oh yeah, she did have a nose ring and she closed it.
Yeah, that's exactly that.
I know. This is a shame. Be yourself.
Anyway. interview day is here.
It's time. We're here.
It's time. You rolling up some DoubleTree. You got your fresh suit on. You ready to get a job.
And you'll see some people in their life that you've never seen before.
Yeah, it's conversational, like we said. One thing, so I want to start talking about some of the mistakes I made that if I could go back, I would change.